Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jeva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9, text number 42. Tammimam maham ajam sharira bhajam Hirdi hirdi dhishtitam atmakalpithanam Pratidrisham iva nakadharkam ekam Pratidrisham iva nakadharkam ekam Samadhi gadosmi vidhuta bheda moha Tammimam maham ajam sharira bhajam Hirdi hirdi dhishtitam atmakalpithanam Pratidrisham ivane gadharikam ekam Samadhi gadosmi vidhuta bheda moha Tammimam maham ajam sharira bhajam Hirdi hirdi dhishtitam atmakalpitana Pratidrisham ivane kadharagam ekam Samadhi gadosmi vidhuta veda moha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Now I can meditate with full concentration upon that one Lord Shri Krishna, now present before me, because now I have transcended the misconceptions of duality in regard to His presence in everyone's heart, even in the hearts of the mental speculator. He is in everyone's heart. The sun may be perceived differently, but the sun is one. Please repeat the translation. Now I can meditate with full concentration upon that one Lord Sri Krishna, now present before me, because now I have transcended the misconception of duality in regard to His presence in everyone's heart, even in the hearts of the mental speculators. He is in everyone's heart. The sun may be perceived differently, but the sun is one. Purport. Lord Sri Krishna is the one absolute supreme personality of Godhead, but He has expanded Himself into His multiplanary portions by His inconceivable energy. The conception of duality is due to ignorance of His inconceivable energy. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.11, the Lord says that only the foolish take Him to be a mere human being. Such foolish men are not aware of His inconceivable energies. By His inconceivable energy, He is present in everyone's heart, as the sun is present before everyone all over the world. The Parmatma feature of the Lord is an expansion of His plenary portions. He expands Himself as Parmatma in everyone's heart by His inconceivable energy. And He also expands Himself as the glowing effulgence of Brahma Jyoti by expansion of his personal glow. It is stated in the Brahma Samhita that the Brahma Jyoti is his personal glow. Therefore, there is no difference between him and his personal glow Brahma Jyoti or his plenary portions as Parmatma. Less intelligent persons who are not aware of this fact consider Brahma Jyoti and Parmatma to be different from Sri Krishna. This misconception of duality is completely removed from the mind of Bhishma Deva and is now satisfied that it is Lord Sri Krishna only who is all in everything. This enlightenment is attained by the great Mahatmas or devotees, as it is stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.19 that Vasudeva is all in everything and that there is no existence of anything without Vasudeva. Vasudeva or Lord Sri Krishna is the original Supreme Person, as now confirmed by a Mahajan. And therefore both the neophytes and the pure devotees must try to follow in his footsteps. That is the way of the devotional line. The worshipable object of Bhishma Deva is Lord Sri Krishna as Parthasarathi, and that of the gopis is the same Krishna in Vrindavan as the most attractive Shyamasundar. Sometimes less intelligent scholars make a mistake and think that the Krishna of Vrindavan and that of the battle of Kurukshetra are different personalities. But for Bhishma Deva, this misconception is completely removed. Even the impersonalist object of destination is Krishna as the impersonal Jyoti, and the yogi's destination of Parmatma is also Krishna. Krishna is both Brahma Jyoti and localized Parmatma. But in Brahma Jyoti or Parmatma, there is no Krishna or sweet relations with Krishna. In his personal feature, Krishna is both Parthasarathi and Shyamsundara of Vrindavan, but in his impersonal feature is neither in the Brahma Jyoti nor in the Paramatma. Great Mahatmas like Bhishma Deva realize all these different features of Lord Sri Krishna and therefore they worship Lord Krishna, knowing him as the origin of all features. This is the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanajalakaya Chakshirunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nidhinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prajarine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Bhasha Dadeshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Prabhupada. So this is the verse we are reading from Bhishma Stuti. This is the last verse of prayers by Bhishma Dev. So in this verse, Bhishma Deva is meditating upon Lord Sri Krishna and saying that I have transcended the misconception of duality in regard to his presence in everyone's heart, even in the hearts of the mental speculator. So this misconception for us followers of Srila Prabhupada, because we read Srila Prabhupada books, we hear him, it doesn't look like a misconception to us. One time two scholars, they came to meet Srila Prabhupada, and they're very scholarly people, well read, a lot of scriptures, Upanishads. They're talking to Srila Prabhupada. In the course of the discussion, they said, Swamiji, but it is very difficult to understand who is God. Though we have read so many books, literatures, but it is very difficult to ascertain who is God. So Prabhupada called one small boy who was playing around, just a small boy. And then he came, and then Prabhupada asked him, who is God? Small child, 4 or 5 years old. And then Prabhupada generally used to keep one, the container where he will keep some cookies, some sweets he will give. So Prabhupada, one hand was there on that. And then Prabhupada asked, who is God? So this boy, he says, if I give the right answer, my future is bright. Looking at Prabhupada's hand. And he loudly shouted, Krishna. And then Prabhupada gave him one sweet. And then Prabhupada again asked him, who is Krishna? Then this boy again spontaneously answered, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prabhupada gave him another sweet, and this boy ran happily and started playing. And then Prabhupada turned toward these people, says, here you are saying it is very difficult to understand who is God, but here in our movement, in our temples, even a small child also knows who is God. It is not difficult. So Prabhupada defeated these two scholars by the simple act of calling and then this child answering this. And these people are saying, but yeah, he's a child, but he doesn't know that how Krishna is God. Prabhupada says that even Krishna doesn't know how is God. God is God. Right. So what we are understanding here is that it is the grace of Srila Prabhupada, a pure devotee, as Prabhupada is also writing here in this purport, saying that now confirmed by a Mahajan, and therefore both the neophytes and the pure devotees must try to follow in his footsteps. That is the way of the devotional line. So if you want to understand these concepts, that who is Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Parmatma, Brahma Jyoti, the only way is you follow in the footsteps of great acharyas. As the Mahabharata also confirms this, Tarko pratishto srutiyo bhiminna nasau risharyasya matirna bhinnam dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam mahajano yena gadasa bandha. So this is the way to understand all these concepts. Mahajano yena gadasa bandha. That following in the footsteps of the great Mahajanas, Bhishma Deva is one such Mahajan. And in that line, we see another Mahajan, Srila Prabhupada, a Mahabhagavata, pure devotee of the Lord. So anybody takes the shelter at their lotus feet and try to understand by following their instruction, then all these concepts becomes very easy to comprehend. Otherwise people are confused. People say, oh no, I believe in Krishna in Vrindavan, but I don't like Krishna in battlefield. So these are the kind of conception very popular. Oh, in the battlefield Krishna was doing some politics, but in Vrindavan he is very innocent. So we only believe in Krishna in Vrindavan. So it is very difficult to understand Krishna in Vrindavan, Krishna in battlefield as Partha Sarthi or Shyam Sundar, unless we come at the shelter of the pure devotee. Prabhupada is writing here, the less intelligent persons who are not aware of this fact consider Brahma Jyoti and Parmatma to be different from Sri Krishna. It's not easy. You go to Hare Krishna, anyone, even a small child will answer, who's Parmatma, what is Brahman, what is Brahma Jyoti? Outsiders, they're confused. What is what? Not easy to understand. Right? So this is the mercy of a pure devotee who has imparted this knowledge to all of us conditioned soul. Otherwise it is very, very difficult, and this is confirmed even by Krishna also in Bhagavad Gita. Let us recall some of the verses from Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, one is quoted in this verse only. What is that verse? 9.11, where Krishna says that less intelligent people, they cannot understand me, foolish cannot understand me. avjananti ma mooda manushim tanu majridam. These foolish people, they can never understand me. They'll think that Krishna is an ordinary person. Also Krishna says another verse, just to give you the hint, in the 7th chapter. What is that? Tell the verse. Specific that they cannot understand me. Yoga Maya, another hint. Naham prakasha sarvasya Yoga Maya samavradaha. Krishna is covered by the Yoga Maya. People cannot understand. It's very difficult to understand. So here, what Bhishma was saying, that all these misconceptions has been removed. And now he understands clearly. And this same Krishna is the Parmatma, he is the Brahman, Brahmajyoti, everything is this. Krishna only. It is clear to him. All this misconception of dualities has been removed. And then he is focused on Krishna. So Krishna is Brahman also, Krishna is Parmatma also. So what is the verse given which explains the three concepts of the absolute truth? The Bhagavatam. Vadanti tat tattvavidastatvam yadgyanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti sabdhyade. Right. So this has been explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Prabhupada writes here in one place. According to the Bhagavad Puran, the supreme truth is realized in three stages. First, there is impersonal Brahman or the impersonal absolute. Then the Parmatma or localized aspects of Brahman. The neutron of the atom may be taken as the representation of Parmatma, who also enters into the atom. This is described in the Brahma Samhita. What is the verse which explains Brahma Samhita? Ekopi asai asau rachayitum jagadandakoti yashaktirasti jagadand chayadantaha andandarastat parmanu chayandarastam govindamadi purusham tamham bhajami. So Brahmaji is confirming, and Lord in his super soul, in the Paramatma feature, he is present in each and every atom of the creation. But ultimately, the supreme divine being is realized as the supreme all-attractive person Krishna, with full and inconceivable potencies of opulence, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge and renunciation. So this is confirmed from Brahma Samhita. Okay, what are the other verses that helps us to understand Krishna as Paramatma? So we read this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, from Bhagavad Gita. What are the verses which talks about Paramatma? Commonly quoted verses. Prabhupada is writing here in purport. By his inconceivable energy, he is present in everyone's heart, as the sun is present before everyone all over the world. So he is present in everyone's heart. Hint. Chapter 18. That is also there. That is 15th chapter. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivisto matta smartir jnanam apavanam cha. I am sitting. Also, very specifically Krishna says, I am sitting in everyone's heart. And the word heart also comes in the verse. Yes. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hirdesha arjuna tishtati. Ishwar is tishtati in the heart of sarva bhutanam, all the living entities. Right. So that is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hirdesha arjuna tishtati. God is situated in everyone's heart and is dictating. Even he is dictating to the thief that you are going to steal. It is not good. If you are arrested, you will be punished. The dictation is there, but he disobeys the dictation and he steals, commits sin. That is sin. So the dictator is there. We admit that Krishna or God is there within the heart and is giving dictation, but you disobey. But if you accept that dictation, then you become devotee. So this is one verse, Ishvara Sarvbhutanam. Where is another verse? One more verse, very specifically about Parmatma. That talks about what Parmatma is doing sitting in the heart. There are two functions of Parmatma. Updrashta Anumanta cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara Parmatmeti Chapi Yukto Dehasmin Purusha Para. So Lord is sitting, the Supreme Lord sitting. What is doing? Updrashta. Drashta means witnesser, and Anumanta, sanctioner, permitter, supporter, transcendental enjoyer, the ultimate controller, and the Parmatma. So this is the confirmation that we get, and what Bhishmadeva is in line with what Bhishmadeva's realization, that the same Krishna is the Parmatma, he is the Brahma Jyoti. So many such references are there. I'll read out one of the verse, one of the purport from 10th canto, where Prabhupada explained this. Krishna, Vishnu, is the actual origin of everything, as stated in the Vedas. Yasya bhasha sarvam idam vibhati. The absolute truth is described later in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10.28.15 as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Yad Brahma Jyoti Sanatanam. The Brahma Jyoti is Sanatan, eternal, yet it is dependent on Krishna. Okay, so Brahma Jyoti is also Sanatan, but it is also dependent on Krishna. What is the verse in Bhagavad Gita which explains that Brahma Jyoti is also dependent on Krishna? 14th chapter. Bhagavad Gita needs to be read. Brahmano hi pratistaham amratasya avyayasya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukasya ekantikasya cha. So what Krishna confirms there, this is 14.27, that I am the basis of Brahma Jyoti. I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable and eternal, and is constitution position of ultimate happiness. So even the Brahma Jyoti is also coming from Krishna. Parmatma is also expansion of Krishna. So these are the confirmation, that is the realization of Bhishmadeva here. Okay, so the Brahma Samhita states that the Lord is all pervading. Andantarastha Brahmanu Chayantarastham. He is within this universe and he is within the atom as Parmatma. And also Brahma Samhita confirms about the Brahma Jyoti also. What is the famous verse? Yasya Prabha Prabhato Jagadanda Koti. Koti Saseshu Vasudat Vibhuti Vinnam. So all this Prabha is coming from the Lord. And that is Brahman. So Brahman is also not independent of him. Therefore, whatever a philosopher may describe is ultimately Krishna or Lord Vishnu. Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. Also Arjuna also confirmed that Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. So like that we see many confirmation. So according to different phases of understanding, Lord Vishnu is differently described, but in fact he is the origin of everything. Okay, so we understood that Brahman is also coming from Krishna, Parmatma is also coming from Krishna, is the expansion of Krishna, I mean. Parmatma is sitting in our heart. Prabhupada is saying dictation is always there. It's constantly dictating. If you don't take that dictation, then you become a thief. It's a sin. But as soon as you take the dictation from Parmatma, immediately you become a devotee. Now question is, how to take the dictation from Parmatma? Philosophically we understand that okay, Parmatma is sitting in our heart and is dictating, is guiding. But how do we understand that this guidance is coming from Parmatma or it is my own whim? Probably my mind can say something, do this, do that. And I can say that, oh, Parmatma is telling me to do this. How do we get the guidance, the dictation of Parmatma, right? Any thoughts? Any trick? Tip? So Prabhupada is writing here. Prabhupada gives all the guidance. Krishna is everything, outside and inside. Inside he is Parmatma, outside he is spiritual master. So Krishna is trying to help the conditioned soul both ways, outside and inside. Therefore, spiritual master is representative of Krishna. Krishna comes outside as spiritual master, and inside he is personally there. So one is Guru outside and one is Guru inside, Chaitya Guru. So if we don't know how to take the guidance from the Guru inside, Chaitya Guru, then first we should learn to take the guidance from the Guru outside, the spiritual master. So that is the safe play. That we are not confused sometime. Our mind might dictate something and say, oh, my Parmatma is telling me to do this. So, as Prabhu also said, we should also confirm from Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So, in our conditioned state, in our sadhaka stage, the best is we take the guidance from the spiritual master through the Vaishnavas. And then we consider that as the dictation of Parmatma. Prabhupada also explains in one place, dictation is there in two ways, from the heart and from the representative. God's representative, saintly person, spiritual master is dictating, my dear boy, do not do this, you do this. Outside dictation and inside dictation. But he is disobeying. Regularly he is disobeying. Then how he can be happy? So if we disobey the orders of a spiritual master, they cannot be happy. For some time, people may enjoy, they may flourish, prosper, right? But if we follow the order of the spiritual master, then we'll come out victorious. The whole world has seen yesterday, right? The Supreme Court verdict came. It has been so many years of fight and so much of uncertainty what will happen. And there sometime, like in 2011, I was there in Bangalore that time, Bhakta. So the High Court verdict came, and it came in the favor of the other camp, right? And it looks like we lost the case. So, one devotee was saying that the 2011 verdict was like in the Mahabharata, the Krishna eclipsed the sun, covered the sun, right? It became so dark. But that was Krishna's plan, to expose Jayadratha and party, right? So when the sun was covered by Krishna's arrangement, it was like 2011 High Court verdict. And then everybody was tensed. Arjuna was getting ready to jump into the wire. Looks like everything is finished, right? But Krishna has his own plan. In the right time, Krishna removes, and then sun came out, and there is a light. And then this Jayadratha party was exposed and finished. So yesterday's verdict, 2011 and now 2025, 14 years of fight and so much of gloomy. It was not gloomy for devotees, they knew that what is what. But for an external person, it looks like that. Right, and then finally, that light is there. So that is what Prabhupada is saying. When somebody disobeys, how he can be happy? For us, it is important that when we obey the orders of a spiritual master, that is the only hope. That is the victory of a devotee. Prabhupada in one place is answering the question of one devotee. Regarding your question, this surrender to Super Soul is in the advanced stage of Krishna consciousness. So long one is not advanced, he has to take information and direction from the representative of Super Soul or the spiritual master. The spiritual master is external manifestation of the Super Soul. Thus, the Lord helps the living entity, helps both from inside and outside. So this is how we can understand. So devotees, they always see that Lord is there in everything. And that is what Prabhupada is also writing here. Lord is in everything, Lord is all in all. There might be some time, the gloomy and the cloudy weather, but still devotee understand that is also Lord's arrangement only. Devotee never lose the hope. Like the Prahlad Maharaj. Last week we were celebrating Narasimha Jayanti. We were reading the Prahlad Maharaj teachings. So there is this episode wherein the Hiranyakashipu was ready to kill Prahlad personally. And he was challenging Prahlad Maharaj. Yes, Toya Manda Bhagyokto, saying you are Manda Bhagya. Hiranyakashipu was telling to Prahlad, oh, such an unfortunate soul. Why he is considering him as unfortunate? Mad Anyo Jagadishwaraha. You are thinking there is another Ishwar other than me? So he was in his own ego, this Hiranyakashipu. Think I am the Ishwar, but he is not accepting me as a Ishwar. He is such an unfortunate soul. Right? Mad Anyo Jagadishwaraha. Kavasau Yadi Sarvatra Kasmat Stambena Drashyade. You think there is another God somewhere? Where is your God? If there is another God is there in this Stamba also? So like that he challenged Prahlad Maharaj. But Prahlad Maharaj's answer was, yes, my Lord is there everywhere. So Hiranyakashipu was asking, where is your God? Prahlad Maharaj's answer was, where he is not. So that is the devotee's perception. He sees in everything, in every situation, the God is there. Right. So Prabhupada explains here in the purport, demons sometimes declare to a devotee that they cannot accept the existence of God because they cannot see Him. But what the demon does not know is stated by the Lord Himself in Bhagavad Gita. Na ham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrata. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them I am covered by yoga maya. The Lord is open to being seen by devotees, but non-devotees cannot see Him. The qualification of seeing God is stated in Brahma Samhita. What is the qualification to see God in Brahma Samhita? Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santa sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti. A devotee who has developed a genuine love for Krishna can always see Him everywhere, whereas a demon, not having a clear understanding of the Supreme Lord, cannot see Him. When Hiranyakashipu was threatening to kill Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad certainly saw the column standing before him and his father, and he saw that the Lord was present in the pillar to encourage him not to fear his demonic father's words. The Lord was present to protect him. Hiranyakashipu marked Prahlad's observation and asked him, where is your God? Prahlad Maharaj replied, He is everywhere. Then Hiranyakashipu asked, why is he not in this pillar before me? Thus, in all circumstances, the devotee can always see the Supreme Lord, whereas the non-devotees cannot. So this is a very important point for all of us to remember and also very consciously practice this. It's a great asset for a practicing devotee. Prabhupada is saying, in all circumstances, the devotee can always see the Supreme Lord. All circumstances. Sometimes the things are favorable, sometimes things are not favorable. So when things are favorable, we say, oh yeah, thank you God, thank you Krishna. You are so kind, you are so nice. But when things doesn't go as per our plan, then we say, where is Krishna? We start doubting on Krishna only. Krishna is there or not. But the devotee's vision is, in all circumstances, the devotee can always see the Supreme Lord. Right? So, Lord is always there. Lord is present in all situations, in all circumstances, in all living entities, in each and every atom. And that is the Parmatma feature. I'll read out some of the quotations and we'll just try to take some lessons from that. And then we'll close. Maybe one or two quotations I'll read from the different purports from Bhagavad Gita. So please hear attentively and then see that what we can learn from this. So this is from Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Sarvasya Chamirdi Sannivisto, purport. Supreme Lord is situated as Parmatma in everyone's heart, and it is from Him that all activities are initiated. The living entity forgets everything of his past life, but he has to act according to the dictation of the Supreme Lord, who is witness to all his work. Therefore he begins his work according to his past deeds. Required knowledge is supplied to him, and remembrance is given to him, and he forgets also about his past life. Thus the Lord is not only all-pervading, he is also localized in every individual heart. He awards the different fruitive results. He is worshipable not only as the impersonal Brahman, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the localized Parmatma, but as the form of the incarnation on the Vedas as well. So, what is the lesson we can learn from this particular paragraph? What comes to or what resonates with you? Anyone? Okay. So, my takeaway from this is Prabhupada is saying he has to act according to the direction of the Supreme Lord, who is witness to all his work. So, we remember this, and then also we had to feel responsible, we had to be very, very careful, because Lord witness to all our work. Lord is constantly witnessing us, constantly watching us. So, sometime it happens, it may happen if we are not careful. When we are surrounded by so many devotees, then it is very easy to pose ourselves as a great devotee, very nice, very sincere, very humble, and all of that. But when nobody is watching us, that time our real nature comes out. Right? So they say that the person is tested in two situations. What are the two situations? When the person is in difficulty and when person is all alone. Those situations will be tested. And nobody is watching us, we are all alone. What we do that time? How much we are remembering the Lord? What we are doing? So we say, nobody is watching, I can do whatever I want to do. Sometimes when there are difficult situations, then our devotion is tested. Where is our devotion that time? Right? So one should be very, very careful. We can think that, oh, nobody is watching me, I can do whatever I want to do. But we should remember that Krishna is witness to all our work. He is constantly watching. So this is one of the lessons. I'll read another quote. This is also from one of the purport from the 16th chapter. Prabhupada writes, and then please hear attentively and see that what we can learn from this. After I leave my connections, who will protect me? He should not accept the renounced order of life. One must be fully convinced that Krishna, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his localized aspect as Parmatma, is always within, and that he is seeing everything and he always knows what one intends to do. One must thus have firm conviction that Krishna as Parmatma will take care of his soul, surrender to him. I shall never be alone. One should think, even if I live in the darkest region of a forest, I shall be accompanied by Krishna, and he will give me all protection. That conviction is called abhayam, fearlessness. This state of mind is necessary for a person in the renounced order of life. So Prabhupada writes that in the sannyas, about the sannyasi. So what stands out from this? There are two lessons that comes to me. One is very obvious. I think everybody should be able to say that. What is that lesson? Krishna is always with us. More specific. Yes. Prabhupada is writing that if somebody is in the darkest region of forest, should remember that Krishna is there with me. I am not alone. Krishna is there to protect me. So this understanding can make us fearless. Krishna is there. Lord is always there to protect us. So that is one. Another lesson that comes to anybody's mind. It needs a little more finer attention to hear that. Okay, I'll just read it out. So Prabhupada is saying that Lord is always within. He is seeing everything and he always knows what one intends to do. Krishna always knows what we are trying to do. So we should be also very, very careful that what we desire and what we try to do. Lord always knows. So we should always desire only one thing, that how can I serve Srila Prabhupada? And Lord knows that, then Lord can sanction that. Okay. So these are some of the thoughts on this verse. So Bhishma Deva is remembering here that all these misconceptions of duality in regard to his presence in everyone's heart, in the hearts of the mental speculators, is vanished, and then he is focusing, meditating on the Supreme Lord as Sri Krishna. Okay, anybody's any quick question or any thought? Anybody wants to add or ask something? Okay, if there's no question, we'll stop here. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nidai Gaur Premanande.